Hello friends and welcome to Time Classes. Today's topic is trigonometry and the handout that we will be using is QAHO 3532030. Even if you don't have this handout, it's alright because I'll be posting the questions on the slide and I will give you time to solve questions. So please have a notebook by your side to also take down good notes from the slides, because whatever thing we cover today, that is what we will be using for the questions. So with that, let's begin today's class. So the basic trigonometric angles are defined in a right angle triangle. In the right angle triangle, we consider an angle theta. The side opposite theta is called the opposite or perpendicular, and the side adjacent to theta is called the adjacent or base, and the third side is called the hypotenuse. Now, the three basic trigonometric angles are defined as follows. Sin theta is perpendicular divided by hypotenuse, cos theta is base divided by hypotenuse, and tan theta is perpendicular divided by base. Please write this down. The other three trigonometric angles are simply reciprocals of these. That is cosec. This CSC is actually cosec, C-O-S-E-C. Cosec of angle, any angle A, is equal to 1 divided by sin A. Sec A is 1 by cos A, and cot A is 1 by tan. So if you know these three trigonometric ratios, then you know the other three as well. Now the angle theta can be given in terms of degrees or radians. In the first column, the degrees given are 0, 30, 45, 60, 90. And these are the only important degrees, the values that you need to know. The others can be derived if required, but mostly they will not be required. The value can be written in terms of, the angle can be in terms of degrees or radians, where 2 pi radians is equal to 360 degrees. Please write this in your copy. 2 pi radians is equal to 360 degrees. So 90 degree becomes 360 divided by 4. So in radians it will become 2 pi divided by 4, that is pi by 2. Okay. So when 90 is pi by 2, similarly 60 will become pi by 3, 45 is pi by 4, 30 is pi by 6, and 0 degrees is 0 radians. Pi is going to be 180 degrees and 2 pi will be 360 degrees. Please write all this down. As I'm speaking, you keep writing. 2 pi is 360 degrees, pi is 180 degrees, so pi by 2 is 90 degrees, pi by 3 is 60 degrees, and so on. Now the values that you need to know are sine 0 is 0, sine 30 degrees is half, sine 45 degrees is 1 by root 2. You need not write this as root 2 by 2. In your copy, you can write it as 1 by root 2. Sine 60 degrees is root 3 by 2, and sine 90 degrees is 1. So what do you observe in the values of sine from 0 degrees to 90 degrees? What is happening? You have 0, you have 0.5, 1 by root 2 is 0.707, root 3 by 2 is, I think, 0.866, and sine 90 is 1. Okay. So over here you can write, so you all know how sine curve looks like, right? It looks something like this. So To the right of this sine angle, you can write increases from 0 degrees to 90 degrees, decreases from 90 degrees to 180 degrees. And this cycle continues. Right? It goes like this: increases from 0 to 90, decreases from 90 to 180, increases from 0 to increases from 0 to 90, decreases from 90 to 180, again decreases from 180 to 270, and increases from 270 to 360. Okay, it moves like that. So you must write down over here: increases from 0 to 90 and 270 to 360, and decreases from 90 to 270. And you can make the sinusoidal curve also a little bit on the side, like this, like this. Okay, there are many things to tell, but not all of them are important. So you just write them down, just listen and enjoy. Okay, fine. This is it. And this is like, and this is how it happens, like that. Okay. Let's go for cos. Now you will see that cos is simply inverse of sine. All the values, they are simply inverted. Okay. Cos 0 is 1. Cos 30 is root 3 by 2. Cos 45 remains the same as 1 by root 2. Cos 60 is half, and cos 90 is 0. So if you want to know cos 60, you go for sin 30. If you want to know cos 90, you go for sin 0. Okay. And what does the cos curve look like? First it decreases. It starts from 1, decreases like this, and then increases like that. Okay, so for cos you can write decreases from 0 to 180, increases from 180 to 360. And on the left you can draw a graph if required. Otherwise it's fine. Cos A decreases from 0 to 180, increases from 180 to 360. Okay. Next, tan A. So we know that tan A is sine. Yeah. So one thing that you can write down again over here is tan theta is simply sine theta divided by cos theta. Okay. So when you've written the definition of tan theta in your copy, you can also write that it's equal to sine theta divided by cos theta, because then hypotenuse will get cancelled out and you'll get opposite divided by adjacent. So tan theta equal to sine theta divided by cos theta. So now you can just divide. 0 by 1 is 0. Half by root 3 by 2 is 1 by root 3. 1 by root 2 by 1 by root 2 is 1. Root 3 by 2 divided by half is root 3. And 1 divided by 0 is infinity. Okay. So you can write all these values: 0, 1 by root 3, 1, root 3, infinity. Tan theta values are 0, 1 by root 3, 1, root 3, and infinity. Okay, so let's proceed to the next slide. Now we'll look at some basic values and some conversions. Okay, so this is a quadrant representing the 0 to 360 degrees, and this you need to know is very important for some conversions. Basically, all the trigonometric angles are positive in the first quadrant. Okay. And in the second quadrant, sine is positive only. So therefore, cosec is also positive. In the third quadrant, tan is positive. So therefore, cot is positive. And in the fourth quadrant, cos and sec are positive. Which means that in quadrants 3 and 4, sine and cosec will be negative. Okay. And if I were to say, for example, sine 390 degrees, so that can be written as sine 360 plus 30. And I know that the cycle starts repeating after 360 degrees or 2 pi. So sine 390 will be the same as sine 30. Okay, so you must write it in your copy over here. Example, sine 390 is equal to sine 360 plus 30 is equal to sine 30. Okay, so that's just an example, and we'll look at another example. Now the next item is very, very important. This is basically for convenience when you want to change some angles. Okay, this might not be very visible, so I'll just tell you what is written. This is minus a, 90 minus a, 90 plus a, 180 minus a. Okay, now let's look at sine. Sine of minus a, what is minus a? Basically, if you have an acute angle A, then minus a takes us into which quadrant? Let's say you have 30 degrees. So A was 30 degrees, so minus 30 takes you into which quadrant? Over here. Minus 30 takes you into quadrant number 4. In quadrant 4, sine is negative. So sine of minus a becomes minus sine a. Minus sine a. Okay, next let me go to 180 minus a. So sine of 180 minus a. 180 minus a is which quadrant? It is quadrant number 2, 180 minus an acute angle. You can define it over here. A is an acute angle. So 180 minus a is quadrant 2, and in quadrant 2 sine is positive. So sine of 180 minus a becomes sine a. Okay. So these were the easy ones. So what am I doing exactly? I go into the quadrant represented by the angle minus a or 180 minus a, and I check over there is sine positive or negative, and I put the sign. SIGN, I put the positive or negative sign. Okay, now you can't do this everywhere. You can only do it for minus a, 180 minus a, 180 plus a, and 360 minus a, 360 plus a. Okay, where the angle remains the same. Now, when you have sort of half angles, because this is 90, when you have 90 plus minus a, then the angle changes, it transforms. So sine will transform into cos, and cos will transform into sine. Okay, so let's see. 90 minus a is which quadrant? It's quadrant number 1. And in quadrant number 1, sine is positive. Sine is positive. So you get a plus over here, and the sine angle corresponds to cos. So it becomes cos A. So the angle gives you the quadrant, and it tells you whether there will be a transformation or not. Over here it will. Let's go to 90 plus A. Okay. 90 plus A is which quadrant? It's quadrant number 2. And in quadrant 2, sign is positive. So you get a plus sign over here. And since this is 90, it transforms into cos. So it becomes cos A. Okay. Now, this much is fine. You can write it down. Now I want you to try for cos. What will be cos of minus A, cos of 90 minus A, cos of 90 plus A, cos of 180 minus A? Please take 30 seconds for this. Okay. Now, cos of minus A. Minus A is which quadrant? Fourth quadrant. Here we are. And in the fourth quadrant, cos is positive. So that means you get a plus sign over here and cos A. So cos of minus A becomes cos A. Next, cos of 180 minus A. 180 minus A is which quadrant? Quadrant number 2. And over here, cos is negative. So you get a minus sign and cos A. Next, you have 90 minus A. 90 minus A is quadrant 1. Cos is positive in quadrant 1. So you get a plus sign. And since this is 90, the angle changes from cos to sine. So you get plus sine A. 90 plus A is quadrant 2. Quadrant 2 cos is negative, so you get a minus sign here, minus, and cos transforms to sine to become sine. Okay. I hope this is making sense. Let me repeat the rule for cos. Minus A takes us to quadrant number 4. In quadrant 4, cos is positive, so cos of minus A becomes equal to cos A. Cos of 180 minus A, 180 minus A is quadrant 2, where cos is negative. So cos of 180 minus A is equal to minus cos A. And 90 plus A is again quadrant 2, where cos is negative. So you get a minus sign. But the cos transforms to sine because this is a 90 degrees. So you get minus sign. Okay, now please take 30 seconds and redo this for tan. What is tan of minus A? Tan of 90 minus A, 90 plus A, and 180 minus A. So similarly, when there is a sign change for 90 plus minus A, there will be a sign change for 270 plus minus A also. Okay, let's look at tan. So minus A is in quadrant 4 where tan is negative, so you get minus tan A. 180 minus A is quadrant 2 where tan is negative, so you get minus tan A. 90 minus A is quadrant 1 where tan is positive, but there's a transformation, so you get plus cot A. 90 plus A is quadrant 2 where tan is negative, so you get minus cot A. Minus cot A. Okay. Okay. So let's look at one more slide of identities and properties. Very, very important. Everything is very important that we are discussing, and then let's proceed for the questions. Okay. The basic formula that you need to know. These will be used very much today. Sine square A plus cos square A is equal to 1. Sec square A minus tan square A equal to 1. And cosec square A minus cot square A is equal to 1. Please write these down. Next is the double angle formula or half angle formula, you can call it. Half angle formula. Sine 2a, so 2a is a double angle. And then we see that 2a basically becomes a and a. That's why these are called half angle formula. So sine 2a equal to 2 sine a cos a. This will be used today. Sine 2a is equal to 2 sine a cos a. And cos 2a is equal to cos square a minus sine square a is equal to 2 cos square a minus 1 is equal to 1 minus 2 sine square a. All of these are equal. Okay, last set of formulae. Now, sine of a plus b is basically sine a cos b plus cos a sine b. And sine of a minus b is equal to sine a cos b minus cos a sine b. As simple as that. Write it down. And another two. Cos of a plus b is equal to cos a cos b minus sine a sine b. And cos of a minus b is equal to cos a cos b plus sine a sine b. So you have read all these formulas before in class 10. So it's simply a revision today. Okay. Cos a plus b is equal to cos a cos b minus sine a sine b. And cos a minus b is equal to cos a cos b plus sine a sine b. And with this, let us now start solving your handout. Okay. So I'll give you some time per question and you just think how to do what to do. And let's begin. If the angles of a triangle are in arithmetic progression and the measure of the least angle is 20 degrees, find the measure of the greatest angle. Okay. So what is an arithmetic progression? Where each term is differentiated by a constant, that is every two terms. So if the first term is say 5 and second term is 7, the third term will be 9. So 5, 7, 9, 11, 13 separated by a common difference. That's called an arithmetic progression. So take 30 seconds to solve this. Okay. So as I said, there is a common difference. So let your angles be, if the least angle is 20, So your angles become 20, 20 plus D and 20 plus 2D. And we know that the sum of the angles of a triangle are 180 degrees. So 20 plus 20 plus D plus 20 plus 2D will be 180 degrees. So you get the value of D as what? Find out the value of D. 60 subtracted here, 120, 120 divided by 3 is 40. So you get the value of D as 40 degrees. And what is your greatest angle? Value of 20 plus 2D. 20 plus 2D is your greatest angle. That is 20 plus 2 into 40, that is 100 degrees. Okay. So you got the angle as 100 degrees, but all the answer options are in radians. So you need to convert your answer to radians. So how do you convert your answer to radians? See. Yeah, okay, you can write all this down. So 360 degrees is 2 pi radians. So what will be 1 degree? 1 degree will be 2 pi by 360 radians. And 100 degrees will be 2 pi by 360 into 100. So that will give you, in a simplified form, as 5 pi by 9. 5 pi by 9 radians is your answer. Okay. Let's move to the next question. Take 30 seconds. What is sec 1020? Please note all values repeat after 360 degrees. Okay, so let's see. 360 sec is any angle is going to be repeating after every 360 cycles, 360 degrees of cycle. So you can write 360 plus 360 720 plus 360 1080. Okay. So basically you can write this as sec 3 into 360 degrees minus 60 degrees. And this would be the same as sec of minus 60 degrees. Okay. See, no matter how many times you write 360, basically one cycle is getting completed. Okay. So after third cycle gets completed, what does it say? Minus 60. So minus 60 you come down into quadrant number 4. Quadrant 1, 2, 3, 4. So 360, 360, 360, minus 60. So minus 60 you are in quadrant 4. In quadrant 4, cos is positive. So sec is positive. Okay. So what is cos 60? Cos 60 is sin 30. That's half. And you need sec 60, which is 1 divided by cos 60. That's 1 divided by half, that is 2. So this is how to find sec 60. Sec 60 is 1 by cos 60 and cos 60 is half. So the answer is 2. Please note it down. Please observe, check which part is not clear. Everything is in cycles. So you keep completing the cycles and then you get one of the acute angles. Then you check the quadrant, then you check the sine, like we did for the 90 plus A, 90 minus A, 180 minus A. And then you find sec 60. So you need to know how to find sec 60. 1 by cos 60. Cos 60 is half. Okay. Okay, let's go to the next question. Question number 3, take 30 seconds. Again, make cycles of 360. Tan will form 360 cycle, then whatever is remaining, check the quadrant. In that quadrant, is it positive or negative? This is a good question for basics. Okay. So what is tan of 500? 360 plus 140. That's tan of 140. So where is 140? 140 lies in, how will it go? 360 plus 140, quadrant number 2. 140 degrees, and tan of 140 is positive. Oh, sorry. Tan is negative in the second quadrant. So tan of 140 will become negative. So the first statement is true. Tan of 140 is negative, so it will be less than 0 because tan is positive in the first and third quadrant, not in the second quadrant. Let's look at cosec minus 200. Minus means opposite direction. 200 means, okay, you go down, you complete 180, and then you complete 200. So where have you reached? Quadrant 2. Cosec quadrant 2 is positive. That's greater than 0. So statement 2 is also positive. Correct, it's true. Next, cot of minus 500, but we have to go in the opposite direction. So let's go in the opposite direction. First, we completed 360 degrees, and then we completed another 140 degrees to land in quadrant number 3. Quadrant number 3 is 140 degree. Quadrant number 3 is minus 500 degrees. Cot is positive over here. Tan and cot are positive in quadrant 3. So cot minus 500 will be positive. So that means statement number 3 is also true. So the answer has to be statement number 4. Yeah, it's just this is what I've discussed. Okay, let's go for sec minus 400. So minus direction, you complete 360 degrees and another 40 degrees. So that means you are in the fourth quadrant. Sec of fourth quadrant will be positive because cos and sec are positive in fourth quadrant. So therefore statement number 4 is false. The answer is choice number 4. Very, very good question for basics. Write this down. Next question, question number 17. Very easy. Please solve. Take 30 seconds. Chalo, let's see. Sine 60 is root 32. Cos 60 is sine 30, which is half. Tan 60 is root 3. Sine 30 is half. Cos 60 is sine 30, which is half. Tan 60 is root 3. We already know these three values, these four values. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we simplify. Okay, so half minus half divided by minus root 3. Sorry, simplify this and then you simplify to get the answer as choice number 2. Basic simplification, the way you solve fractions, the answer will be choice number 2. Okay, next question. Question number 4. If 13 sine theta minus 12 is 0 and theta is acute, then find the value of, okay, take 30 seconds. If you have sine theta, can you find the remaining trigonometric ratios? Recall the first triangle that we formed where you had a theta in a triangle, you had all the three sides and you found all the remaining trigonometric ratios in a right angle triangle. Okay, let's see. So basically sine theta is 12 by 13 and theta is acute. So I make a right angle triangle. I mark one of the acute angles as theta, and theta, then sine theta will be perpendicular divided by hypotenuse. So perpendicular is 12, hypotenuse is 13. And with this I get the third side using Pythagoras theorem as 5. Because the sum of the squares of these sides, a square plus b square is equal to c square. So 12 square plus a square is equal to 13 square. Okay, so you will get the third side as 5. Now you have, you know what is theta, I mean, you know where it is, and you have all the three sides. So now we can find out all the angles. So what will be tan theta? Tan theta will become 12 by 5 perpendicular divided by base. Tan theta is 12 by 5. And cot theta is 1 by tan theta, so it's 5 by 12. Let's see. Tan theta is 12 by 5. Cot theta is inverse of tan theta, that is 5 by 12. Now sec theta is 1 by cos theta. Okay, so what is cos theta? Base by 5 by 13. So sec theta is 13 by 5. And cosec theta is 1 by sine theta. So sine theta is already given to you as 12 by 13. So cosec theta becomes 13 by 12. So you get all the values and you can simplify. Simplify this, what do you get? Take 10 seconds. Okay, simplify this. Denominator will become 60, just simplification of fractions. You'll get the answer as minus 17 by 3. Okay, so you get 25 minus 144 divided by 60 divided by 156 minus 65 divided by 60. So the two 60s will get cancelled out and you get the remaining part. Okay, next question, question 18 again, straightforward. If sin A equal to cos B equal to root 3 by 2, where A and B are acute angles, then find A plus 2B. And the answer should be in radians. Take 30 seconds. So sin A is root 3 by 2. Right now, which angle is root 3 by 2? That is sin 60. So A is 60 degrees. Cos B is root 3 by 2. Cos 30 is root 3 by 2. So this is a misprint. B is equal to 30 degrees. Okay. So finally, A plus 2B becomes 60 plus 2 times 30. That is 120 degrees. And we now know how to convert degrees to radians. So 120 into 2 pi by 60, 2 pi by 360 gives you 2 pi by 3. That's option number 4. Option number 4 is the answer. Okay. Next question. This is the last question for today. And it's a slightly tough one. Basically, lots of tan angles, tan trigonometric ratios are being multiplied. Tan 1, tan 2, tan 3, and so on till tan 89. And you want to find the value of this. Take 30 seconds. So you can't possibly find out the values of tan 1, tan 2, tan 3. So how else can you solve this? Okay, let's see. So basically we know that tan of 90 minus theta is cot theta. Okay. 90 minus theta is quadrant 1. Tan is positive in quadrant 1, so we get cot theta. And it's 90 because therefore it transforms. So tan of 89 is tan of 90 minus 1 degree, which becomes cot 1 degree, just using this property. Tan of 88 becomes cot 2, and so on. Tan of 46 becomes cot 44. Tan of 46 becomes cot 44. Okay. Now you can rewrite. First you write down all the terms from tan 1 to tan 44. Okay. Tan 1, tan 2. See, this is your original case. Tan 1, tan 2, tan 3, tan 46, tan 47, tan 89, tan 88, tan 89. Now you write down tan 1, tan 2, tan 3 and so on till tan 44. Okay. And tan 45 का value क्या होता है? Tan 45 is 1 and that has already been substituted and removed because tan 45 is 1. Next, what do you get? You get tan 46 after tan 45, which is cot 44. So here is cot 44. Then cot 43, cot 42 and so on till cot 3, cot 2, cot 1. So tan 44 into cot 44 will be what? What is tan theta into cot theta? Tan theta into cot theta is 1 because cot theta is 1 by tan theta. Okay. So tan theta into cot theta is 1, tan 1 into cot 1 is 1, tan 2 into cot 2 is 1, and all of them get multiplied. They form pairs to get the final answer as 1. And this was a very good question. You used an important property so that tan and cot can be multiplied to give you 1. Tan theta into cot theta is equal to 1. Okay. So this is typical trigonometry method question. Okay. So basically tan 89 becomes tan of 90 minus 1, that's cot 1. Tan 88 is cot 2 and so on till tan 46 is cot 4. So tan 46 onwards I replace them with cot 44, cot 43 and so on till cot 1. And then I make pairs and all of these are 1. So the answer is 1. So this is where we stop for today. Please revise your theory that we covered today because that is the basis for the remainder of the class on trigonometry. I hope that you had a good time today. So thank you for your time and attention. I'll see you in part 2.